All right, here comes the weekend, and here comes weather for Weather Geeks, the Friday evening edition. Hope you all had a good Friday across the area. Thanks to everyone who watched last evening's video. I got into a pretty technical discussion right off the top of the video last evening about the winter forecast and some of the research I've been doing of late as to what I, kind of should have looked at a little bit more carefully when making the winter forecast back in November and December. We got down into the weeds quite a bit, and I'm not sure if I did a great job in explaining where I was coming from on that, but thanks to everyone who was patient with that discussion last evening. We'll keep it a little simpler tonight, and one thing I wanted to note, today is an important day in weather history in our areas. On this date in 1948, that we had the biggest one calendar day snow event on record for our area, with officially 17.2 inches of snow from midnight to midnight. Now, we've had bigger overall snow events, including the November 1950 storm, but that was split over 2 days. This was basically just a one-day deal in which we got 17.2 inches of snow in Youngstown. And again, that is the record for just one calendar date. We've had our share of snow this winter, but we're still a little bit behind average at the airport. We've not been under a winter storm warning yet this winter. We haven't had a big low-pressure system that's really cranked up in a true snow storm impacting our region. Some of us have gotten nickel and dimed with some heavy lake effect bands. We've had some clipper systems, certainly, and we haven't seen the ground for a while because it's been so cold that whatever snow we have picked up has been going nowhere in a hurry. But we haven't had a real monster storm even threaten us yet this winter. That may change in February, but in the meantime, we're running a little bit behind average with 30.2. The seasonal snow total at the airport, that's about 4 inches behind the average. All right, we had some clouds for a lot of the afternoon today, but those are clearing out this evening, and actually the clearing took place earlier this evening around and south of Route 224, so this is the time-lapse video from our Canfield Fairgrounds camera. Incidentally, the sunset will be at exactly 5:30, I believe, tomorrow. So we continue to pick up daylight, and it's becoming more and more noticeable, especially at the end of the day, that we're out of the, the darkest time of the year. And solar spring actually begins in a week and 1 day. Next weekend, February 1st, is the beginning of not only February, but it's kind of the beginning, or very near the beginning, of what we call solar spring, the 3 months in which we gain daylight at the fastest rate. That is usually February, March, and April is what we kind of consider solar spring to be. In the meantime, we have a weak weather disturbance tomorrow. It's kind of a tricky forecast for tomorrow. I touched on this some last evening. I think there's going to be some light snow that tries to break out Saturday afternoon, and the best chance of maybe laying down some fresh accumulations will be in areas north of Interstate 80, both in the afternoon on Saturday, and then with any kind of lake-enhanced snow shower activity that pivots through along a cold front Saturday night. Now, I don't think it'll be pure lake effect, and as I mentioned last evening, Lake Erie's up over 80% ice coverage right now, so we're not getting a big assist from the lake, certainly, but there'll be a little enhancement of snow showers tomorrow night. So between tomorrow afternoon's light snow and the scattered snow showers tomorrow night, you might pick up an inch or even 2 or so in some of Trumbull and Mercer counties, especially, with lower chances of accumulations once you go off to the south. So we're going to have to look for some slick spots here and there on Saturday. If you are going to be traveling around that I-80 corridor, and especially off to the north, may have to just be on the lookout for some slick surfaces. Now, it's going to be cold this weekend. We'll start out in the single digits to around 10 tomorrow morning. But the afternoon will not be quite as cold as today. We made it to the upper teens to around 20 officially at the airport today. We'll do a little bit better on Saturday into the upper 20s. And it's interesting, what I like to call our in-house model here is not showing that band of snow. Our short-term models have been waffling back and forth on this idea. And I think this model solution is a little bit of an outlier at this point. I think there is likely to be some light snow that tries to break out around parts of our area tomorrow afternoon, even though this particular run of this particular model does not show it. There's our scattered snow showers tomorrow night along our dying cold front. In the wake of the front, it's not really a colder day. Sunday, it's kind of about the same, upper 20s to around 30. We'll see plenty of clouds on Sunday with sunshine breaking out on Monday. Actually, Monday is the pick day of the next 5 or 6 because I think we'll have a lot of sunshine and temperatures will make their way up to about freezing. We will take it. And for the first time in a while, we're within range of, this pattern change that we've been talking about for a while, and now we're within 10 days of it. I think by the first weekend of February, and especially a little bit beyond that, we will start to see some milder temperatures. We might see 40 for the first time in what seems like forever. I think we'll probably see the bare ground before that first week of February is through. We're largely at or below freezing until the tail end of next week and especially into next weekend, the start of February. Now, I think around maybe the 7th of February, give or take, there's probably going to be a colder push of air, but then that's probably followed by another warm-up as we get closer to Valentine's Day. I'm speculating a lot here on the longer range, but I think we'll start to see some mild air at the start of February, take a step back probably after about a week into February. That might last a few days, and then I think mid-month may shape up to be pretty mild. Either way, February is probably going to be kind of a back-and-forth month, and actually I wanted to show you one more graphic that I made today, just a real simple one to kind of sum up my thoughts for the month of February. I think that February is going to be milder than January, but it's going to be a back-and-forth month. We're going to have cold periods, we're going to have mild periods. The mild periods are going to be far more frequent than January. I think there will be an increase in precipitation. January has been a pretty dry month. It's been very cold, but it has not been particularly plentiful in the precipitation department. That probably does change in the month of February, and does that mean a lot more snow? That's going to depend on temperatures. I think there'll be plenty of opportunities for precipitation of all kinds. It's just a matter of, does the cold air meet up with the moisture in time to produce some snow? That'll be the big question, I think, in February, but I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of sunshine in February. I think we're going to have plenty of chances for some unsettled weather to wrap up meteorological winter. Hope you all have a great Friday night and a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you back here on Monday for a fresh edition of the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video.